Hi everybody, welcome to our digital kennel, GermanShepherdMan.com. And this little boy, this is a sweet, beautiful baby boy. At the time of this recording, he just turned 2 weeks old today. And I wanted to respond to an email that I got from somebody about a very interesting question. And the question was, Dakota, how do you know, he's getting a puppy from someone, how do you know if the breeder is picking out the right puppy for you? I was like, whoa, that is a great question. Let me see what he'll do if I put him down here, Jay. He's a thick little thing. Beautiful baby. He just got his eyes open maybe a day or two ago, and his ears are open now so he can hear. But and he was moving around when I just went out there to pick him up, and I mean he was a little bit active. They sleep like 20 hours a day at this age because they're growing so much all the time. But they nurse, get full, their little bellies get all poofed out, and they just sleep for several hours. But at any rate, back to the question. How do you know if you're buying a puppy from a breeder and you can't go there to pick? How do you know they're picking out the right puppy for you? I'm going to go over this with you just a little bit on when somebody calls me for one of my babies. We have to have a long conversation. I mean, it's like 45 minutes long. And some of the things that I want to know are, what experience do you have with German Shepherds, especially working line German Shepherds? What experience do you have? If you have canine handler experience in the military, whoa, that puts you in a category all by yourself. Most people that get puppies are getting wonderful German Shepherd puppies for their home and their property. But I want to know your experience. Have you ever had a German Shepherd before? If yes, how many? How much experience do you have? And then I want to know about your home. Are you in an apartment? If so, do you have access to somewhere for the puppy to use the bathroom, so to speak, without having to be out in public areas? Can you do that? If so, how are you going to do that? Do you have a normal home in a normal neighborhood? How's your backyard? How big is it? Is it fenced in? Do you have any, this is important, do you have any other dogs? Yes, you got 3. Okay, tell me about each one of them, because I want to know the personalities of each of the dogs that you have currently in your house. I mean, it makes a big difference. If you have 1 male and 2 females, and 2 females are very submissive, and the male is pretty low-key, easy dog, it makes it a lot easier to put a puppy in that home. Whereas if you have 3 dogs, a male, low-key, 2 females, but one of them is really in charge. I mean, she's just like dominant. She runs the show. You know, you don't want to bring another female into that probably. You know what I mean? You just have to, I have to know how many dogs and the personalities of the dogs. Also cats. Do you have any cats? What about your children? You have any children? Or if you don't have any children, do you have other children coming over? Nieces, nephews, grandchildren, neighborhood visitors that come over? And what ages are they? So that if somebody has a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 7-year-old, I want to know that. I want the people getting a puppy to understand what all that means. You're going to have to start this puppy training them properly. You don't want them jumping up on the kids all the time, out of control. You want to learn, if you don't know, you want to learn how to manage the little puppy, because they're going to be piranhas. I mean, at 8 weeks old, when they go to their homes, I mean, they are biting machines, and they want to jump up, and you have to learn how to manage the biting. And people all over the world, I'm not kidding you, for years, people all over the world said, would you please put together a program with all of your puppy training stuff in one thing? And I'm like, whoo, that's going to be very hard. But I did it last year. About a year ago, we were shooting that. And if you need to know these things, like managing your German Shepherd puppy from 8 weeks old to 6 months old, how to get them manage biting, how to get them leash trained, how to get them housebroken in detail, how to get them to love going in their crate if you're using a crate. All these little things. How to take your puppy to the vet to get his vaccinations. You don't just go in there any old way. You know, you need to do it right. It could be life-threatening to go in a vet with a puppy that's not fully vaccinated improperly. So, you know, but I want to know all these things about the household. Now, back to Dakota's question. How do you know if the breeder is picking the right puppy for you? Another thing is, back to that military canine handler or law enforcement canine handler, they need a very high drive dog, like Sergeant. Sergeant is the sire, the daddy of this little baby right here. Sergeant is high drive. But most people in their homes, some people are real active and they want a dog with a little bit of drive. Some people want a dog very low drive, like my Big Don. He's just so easy go. I've never heard him bark but 4 times in his life. You know, he's just real easy, laid back. So if your breeder is asking you all these kind of questions, see, I take notes when I'm talking to people. I'll take note. How many kids, how many cats, what kind of dogs, what are the dogs like? I take notes because it's going to be months down the road before I have to go back and go, okay, this litter is six weeks old now. It's time for me to match the personalities to the homes. And because I'm with them a lot during their growing days, weeks here, I get to know their personalities at about 5 weeks old. And by 6 weeks old, I pretty much know which puppy's drive and personality fits which home they're gonna go to. And that's how I do it. So, answer your question, Dakota, basically, if your breeder doesn't ask you a lot of questions to really pin down the exact right personality, drive, puppy, for your home, then that answers your question. How do you know if a breeder's picking the right puppy? They gotta ask a lot of questions. If they don't ask them, they're just handing you a puppy. You know, I'm not that guy. I mean, you got some money? Here's a puppy. I'm not that guy. I want my puppies to hit the owner lottery, okay? So look at him. He's like, hey, Daddy, you just swung me around and everything. What was that all about? Check him out. You want to get picked up in there? Let's do this little check. Look at that. Little baby tail wag, this baby. Okay. I do this on all my puppies when I'm raising them up. Let's lay him on his back right here, Jay. You got me? Sometimes he's just calm. Sometimes their little tail will just go while they're laying back like this. He's good. He's really good. I know. Have you eaten? Hey, don't get too loud, because if your mama hears me in here with you like this, making a fuss, it's okay, little baby. Sweet little baby. I just told them how calm you were, and you got all jumpity. I think he's hungry, because when I went to get him, his mother had just eaten a nice meal, and he was up and looking for her. You know, he was like, hey, where's a faucet? I need a drink. So I think he's hungry. And that's what that is. That's what they do when they get hungry. Yeah, he's hungry. And he said, where's my mama? Isn't this fun? Woo! I got a great job. It's a hard job, let me tell you. Make sure if you're getting a puppy, again, get my puppy training system. It'll help you a lot, a lot, a lot. And the link is in the description below. Thank all of you from all of us, GermanShepherdman.com.